disturbance, I will mute everyone. Yes. Okay, we are live on YouTube. Big hello to all the YouTube people who are watching this session today. Today, we are having Oksana ma'am with us. I hope I spelled it correct. And today the topic is about overthinking. And today, these days, I can say the people are thinking a lot because it's the end of the year and they are just being in the mode of nostalgia and thinking about the last year. Something went well, something went wrong. All the things the people are thinking. And some thought came and you came here. I thank you everyone for coming in this session. And Oksana ma'am, I would like to tell you that these sessions we are doing from past 1.5 years. And the basic purpose of doing this session is that whosoever watches it, by mistake also, 9-10 p.m., someone holds mobile in their hand and watches Sattva talks, they should have a smile on their face. The second thing is that their life should become a celebration. And we just hold them after that and we tell them that that's not it. You should also bring happiness in other people's life. And that's Gurudev's vision to create a stress-free and a violence-free society. And we have grabbed that vision and made it our mission. And this is that slogan of Sattva Talks, Gurudev's vision, our mission. And we are all with full force trying to accomplish it. And Oksana ma'am, these sessions is and we all group of devotees come together and it just like we are chit-chatting and it goes in a very informal manner. And I'd just also like to introduce you also to the group. Many people know you, I guess. They have read it in the message, but still. So talking about her, she's an Art of Living senior teacher. And she is Art of Living teacher since 2013. That year she became the teacher of Basic and Yes Plus as well as Shri Shri Yoga. She received her secondary education at University of Hyderabad, where she did MA and PhD in philosophy. That's why she considers India to be her alma mater. After graduation, she was doing seva in our Bangalore ashram, and in 2017, she took the position of assistant professor in Shri Shri University, conducting courses of English for international students and Russian and French for Indian students. Now she is back in her motherland, Russia. She continues with her service for Art of Living by conducting courses and as a manager for local Art of Living center. So today, as we are talking about this subject initially, overthinking, there's a thought that happens many times that when some phase comes in life, the thought, the thoughts comes on repetition many times. It gets difficult to come out of it. So in that case, how the people should deal and how they could come out of overthinking. And most important, is overthinking good? What do you have opinion on this?
Jai Gurudev.
Yes, please. Yes.
I'm in fact very happy that we meet with such a topic exactly at the end of the year, and it may help us to just drop this idea of overthinking in New Year, because we know that what is overthinking. No? So normally, we are talking about all these things in our happiness program, right? Overthinking is nothing else but is just thinking too much about past and about future, right? So the whole program, happiness program, is dedicated to how to overcome this, how to come out of this. So because when we think a lot about something, what is happening? We are thinking, we are chewing whatever happened in our life so far, right? So, and we can stop doing it. And most of the time, this thinking process, it overtakes us. So we cannot control it anymore. And this is when the problem begins, right? So, it finishes with the anxiety and depression, insomnia, and all such kind of problems. And we feel ourselves as if we are stuck in something. We can move an inch any further, right? For example, I want to do something, but I had a bad experience in this. I have a project, some interesting project, but I cannot do anything because I had some bad experience, and I'm just keep thinking that that time I couldn't do it, nobody helped me, nobody loves me, you know, nobody supports me, and there is no proper time to begin. Now situation is such that everything is bad, you know, astrologically is not okay. So many things are coming, and we are thinking about all this stuff instead of just doing something, right? To make a step forward our dream. And most of the time we are thinking, of course, about negativity, correct? We are not thinking about good things mostly, right? So we are completely caught up in this, and it fills all our being with negativity. And Gurudev says that do not even listen to negativity. He doesn't even say about thinking negativity, because even hearing negativity can influence us badly. So just close your eyes and say, no, 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 no. Now, Om Namah Shivaya, how the saint and ancient rishis did previously, correct? Because it really spoils our life. And I know on my own practice and experience that when you listen to bad news, when you listen some complaints, when you listen that some people are blaming whatever is around and other people, and even if you do not want, and if even you are a positive person on your own, by your own, but when you are in such a company, right? So gradually, without even noticing, you become the same. Because whatever we direct our attention, we know this law of attraction, correct? So we feel ourselves, or this negativity, even we don't feel ourselves, this negativity feels us. Up to here, and then we are drained. And energy is drained, and nothing can be done, like, because it's extremely difficult to come out of this. And for this, first of all, to come out, you need to have a good company. If you think that all your problems began with whatever you heard, just change it. Just get rid of it. Come out of that circle. Do not listen to those news. Just abstract yourself completely, you know. And after that, only when you eliminate all these parts from your life, you can make a next step, correct? To come out of it. So what I wanted also to say is that when we think a lot, you know, for example, maybe you had such an experience that you want to something to happen. This is your desire, this is your wish, this is your dream. But somehow it doesn't happen, right? So, and you are thinking why it's not happening. But I'll tell you why. It's because we just grabbed this desire, this dream so tough that it's just slip away and jumped very far from us. Because when we want something too much, we create, it is called like excess potential. You know, so when you want it very, very much, so you have fear. It means that you have fear. And it means that it leads you to control the situation. And when more you control, more it comes out of your control. This is a paradox. This is how it happens. And I remember when, before my going to India in 2008, so I applied for ICCR, Indian Cultural Relationship Council. Yeah. So I applied for a scholarship. And I remember that at that time I was 38 years old. And I wanted it so much, but it was not happening for a long time. Every my classmate, I was studying Hindi that time, every my classmate got the invitation. And me, no invitation. So I was already so much upset. And then I decided, okay, like I had already my first education in Russia. So I thought that, okay, Oksana, leave it for youngsters, young students to go to India and study. And you know, as soon as I dropped this idea, as soon as I let it go, the very next day I got a call that your documents, that your invitation was accepted and you got the scholarship. So can you imagine how it really works? It works in a very interesting manner. I don't know how it works, but I think that every one of you had such kind of experience, right? So when we overthink, then we again create this excess potential, it is called. Like there is a book which is called Transurfing of Reality. Zealand wrote it by Zealand. So, and then also, if you know this, that when you think too much, we are thinking mostly of what? We are thinking of external world, right? So we are not thinking about, we are not pondering, we are not aware what is happening inside us. Mostly we are thinking about other people, about situations, about whatever, but not about our inner being, right? We are not aware what is happening inside us. And if you notice that more people are attracted to the external world as if they lose themselves. So at this moment, even illnesses come to you. It is like, for example, there is a house, you lived in it very nicely, and at a particular moment, you just leave this house and it stays for a long time alone. It becomes deteriorating, it decays, right? Without you being there. So the same when your inner self is not in your being, is not inside, then your house, your body also decays. And this is very interesting because when we are not there, it is what Gurudev says us, like to be present. To be in the present moment, what does it mean? It's just simply to be present, right? And what can be present? Of course, it's our consciousness, our being should be present. And we are given this body to be in it. But what we are doing most of the times, we are running after our mind And of course, we get lost in this external world. And all the problems begin. And maybe you remember in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a story of Puranjana. Have you heard it? So when a person called Puranjana, he was searching for a town where to live. And he had a friend. I don't remember now what was its name, but it is translated as unknown. Vignata, if I'm not mistaken. So when this person went to look for a town where to live, he finally met such a town, and he saw that it is so beautiful, and he met a beautiful lady there, and he got married her, and he had 100 years to live in that particular town, which was with 9 gates. So the allegory of this story is such that we as a being, as a consciousness which comes to this world, we are looking for the body, for a town where to live with 9 gates, right? All our holes, so to say, right? So this is our body. And whom he married the mind, that lady who was just, whatever she was doing, Puranjana was doing. She was laughing, he was laughing. She was crying, he was crying. And it went on the whole life. And he forgot completely about his very close friend. So this is how we live our life. We are completely engrossed in our mind, and whatever mind dictates us, we do this. But we completely forget that unknown best friend of ours. It's our consciousness, it's our being, the higher self, our Atma, which is all the time with us, but we do not recognize it. We do not remember about it because we are too much preoccupied with our mind. So I would say that, you see, overthinking is just completely opposite of enlightenment, right? Because enlightenment, it's being completely empty, without any thoughts, completely present. And we all here, I think that we are all on this spiritual path, we are looking for only one. We are looking for enlightenment, right? So this thinking too much, overthinking is really a big obstacle. It hinders our progress in our spiritual life. And one more thing, that when we think too much, we cannot be creative. Correct? So even if you see, maybe you have read the book of Bava and Dinesh, Happiness Express, right? And there they beautifully write about how the learning is happening. So you need to first focus and then diffuse. So you cannot completely all the time to be focused. No, the learning will not happen. So there should be both sides, you know, being focused and just drop and do something different. So the same is happening with creativity. When you think too much and you do not relax in your own being, then there is no creativity. And if we want to be creative, it's a very good idea to alternate being present in your mind and being present in your body. So this is like whatever I experienced, this is the shortest way, because our body is given to us as a tool and we have to use it, correct? So, and only the body makes us feeling present. and connects us to our being. Of course, the second, what connects us to our being is our breath. This is for sure. But we can even begin with our body, being aware of what I'm doing, what I'm feeling right now, you know, and it very nicely deviates your attention from mind. So as soon as you think about your body, about how do you feel, immediately your mind is a little bit weakened, like it is lost. So it has that rest which is required, because all the time to be very tensed, right? We know that it doesn't give anything except problems. So to be creative, it's a good idea to alternate attention to thoughts if you need to think about something, and next time, like in few minutes, to think about your body, just to pay attention there. This is the first thing. Then, for example, and it even helps, you know, for example, I remember when I studied in University of Hyderabad, and we had one very tough exam. I got the questions, and I remember that it was so difficult for me to just bring my answer to some structural, you know, exposition, right? So I just wrote, I just read that question. I sat and meditated during the exam. I just closed my eyes and meditated. You know, and it was really fantastic result, fantastic, because everything became so clear, crystal clear. And I just wrote in one go the whole answer. And that time when I was practicing this, I scored the most, you know, so my marks were really very high. So this is how, again, it works. And if we want to express something, it is also a good idea before any presentation, before anything, like, because when we read a lot, we know, like, we study a lot, we read a lot, there are so much of information, right? And it is not structured at all, everything like in a mess. But when we just sit for a while, close our eyes and meditate for a little bit, that's it. So somehow our brains make the whole work proper. It structures it and gives it a proper way to be expressed. And then what I wanted to, hello? Sorry?
Yes, yes, we are listening, we are listening.
Just something happened to my computer. So what also I wanted to tell that when we again think too much or overthink, it doesn't allow us to understand other people. Have you noticed it? If you just observe, for example, you are listening to someone, and what is happening? Are you really listening, or you are analyzing, or you are making some placing some what is called, like labels? Yes, exactly. Labels the person, or think about your own instance in the past. So you are not really listening, and it is what is called listening head to head, right? So, but when we can be without thinking, we really think down. We are going deep in our heart, and from that space, we really can build proper relationship. We can understand a person, and we can see that divine being in that person. As soon as we are coming from this space, not from this. And then all these miracles begin when we are talking from heart to heart. And how to come out of this, right? This is a big question. And as I said in the beginning, it is really very difficult to come out of it. Negativity is very, very strong thing. To come out of it is really very difficult. So as I said, first of all, you just take out or put yourself in some kind of vacuum, right? You eliminate all those circumstances, people who are giving you this negativity. And after that, the first thing which I have already also mentioned, that you start being aware more often about your body, just to begin with, about your body, how you eat, what is it taste, how do you feel right now, what do you feel, what do you even think, right? So as soon as we become aware, it's already a first step. The second step is for those who are beginners, is to observe the breath. Because maybe it is quite easy to do. We know that it is more tangible than anything else. And even such a practice that, for example, you take a flower and look at this flower with full awareness and make sure that you do not have even a single thought in your head. Can you look at the flower with empty head? So this is a good exercise also, right? Like my student, she's Russian, but she lives in Switzerland. She's not from the art of living. And from time to time, I talk to her, you know, because we all want all people to be on this path. So, and she told me, you know, Oksana, recently I listened to one person and he was talking about that, try to be 1 minute without a single thought. And I thought, come on, I can do it easily. You see? So she started it and she finished like a failure because she couldn't even 1 minute to be without even single thought. So the same is when we observe something, like look at a flower without a single thought. This is another practice which can be done. And definitely whatever we learn in our Art of Living Happiness program, all these techniques, meditation and our Sudarshan Kriya, that's why Sudarshan Kriya is so powerful, because it gives a very simple tool and a guided one, because sometimes we cannot do it on ourselves. We need some guidance, right? So, and Sudarshan Kriya is a tool which, with the help of someone else, of Gurudev, right? So it can direct us and bring towards the inner core of ourselves and to get rid of all these thoughts and to reach that point in us, which is called present, like to be present, present moment, whatever we call it, right? So this is what we learn in the basic course. And next, what we do when we go to advanced course, right? We learn to surrender. And this is the second tool, which is really makes miracles, as I said about my instance, like when I just let it go and it happened. So when we surrender, everything happens on its own, and the best of us, or the best for us only happens. So this is what I wanted to just, I was pondering, because from yesterday only, yeah, Abhishek, you said that please take this topic, and I thought what kind of instances I had in my own life. Because as soon as we have an experience, then only we can say something. If we didn't experience anything like this, then we cannot talk about it, right? So, yeah, if you have questions or if we can talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's said that where your focus goes, there your energy flows. In this world, we are seeing that the people are having focus points very materialistic. Like the other person should love me. This is my focus. And they do advanced course and everything. After that, they think like, now they should love me. But how we can shift that focus? Because it's said that the highest is only in spirituality. It is said that when you want to be experience the highest, you will never find it in this normal materialistic thing. If you want to experience the highest form of human birth, then you have to get into spirituality. But many people having the focus point on this materialistic things, so they do kriya, they do everything, but still somewhere or the other, it's sometimes I feel that that circle is going on and they are not getting into the path of bhakti, because something happens to the the devotee never loses his smile, his or her smile, because the focus point is different. But when the focus point of the normal means most of the people, sometimes me also, I will not exclude myself from this, the focus point goes on the things which is like temporary, I can say. That times I get in trouble, always get in trouble, because things are not permanent. This world is changing. So how we can shift it, and how it can be done?
You see, Abhishek, we are coming here, I guess, just for all these kind of experiences, right? So we are coming here on this earth, in this birth, just to find ourselves again. And sometimes it's a really very long journey. We cannot expect that in just when you know some knowledge and immediately it clicks and you become enlightened. So every person, as I feel it, every person should fill its cup to the, to the top. Until it is filled up, a person cannot change. So whatever, of course, when we are on this path and when we are with the master, he eliminates whatever can be taken off, away, right? But most of the things, we cannot change. So we have to go through it. And every time, gradually, step by step, we should train our mind. I'll tell you one thing. Again, it was experienced in India, because India is really fantastic place to, especially for foreigners, right? Because you are people used to everything, whatever happens in India, right? And for me, it was when I was driving scooter. Everybody knows how the traffic in India, right? And for me, it was like, oh my God. And every time when a truck or whatever is just moving my way, I was in such a state of mind. I was shouting. I was saying some not good words, every time. And I was already in the art of living. I was not yet a teacher, thanks God. But I was every time like, how could you, Oksana, say like this? Why you are not aware of what you are saying? And it took me literally every day 1.5 years. One and the same mistake, until one day I remember it perfectly. When I was driving a scooter and a huge truck came my way, and that person was sitting, driver, and smiling, looking at me and smiling. Can you imagine? And I was like, all my anger started coming up. And it's this moment, I just realized that I'm getting angry. And the next moment, second, everything just stopped, and literally as if I saw angels clapping in the sky that she did it. That moment I understood what is present moment. And it was so beautiful experience. And after that, when I was, the whole day was just on a high level. My energy level was so like I could light and lit the whole world, such was energy. And then after some time, I realized that, can you imagine, Gurudev always lives in this. Like he is always in the present moment. He is always aware. What a fantastic way to live life. That's why, like, until and unless we train ourselves regularly, we cannot expect that something will happen. Of course, it may happen. Of course, because as Gurudev says, we never know when it clicks, when it opens up, right? Because we had previous experience even in past lives or whatever. We never know. But to expect that we become enlightened and we will live as per the laws of universe and the laws of the art of living or whatever. No, I'm sorry. It doesn't happen that fast. So we have our journey. We just need to enjoy it. But how to do is just by practice, Abhishek. Whatever you ask, by practicing, non-stop practicing every day. And just do not give up. And do not think that, again, not overthinking that, oh, nothing happens, it's not for me or whatever. Just eka tattva abhyas, right? Every day, every day, every day, every day. And one day, that's it.
True. It happens, like when we are doing something for a long period of time, it happens. What brought you in art of living? We all are curious to know. You were there in Russia and you came to Bangalore, the heaven. I can say most of the people feel like Bangalore ashram is a heaven.
Yeah, of course it is. It is a heaven. But first I came to Hyderabad in 2008. I was not an art of living person at all. So I was normal European lady who decided to learn something for myself. I loved Indian philosophy. That's why I chose the Department of Philosophy in Hyderabad University. And I was doing for myself because I had already my own education. I'm a teacher of English and French. So I just wanted to live different life. I was a businesswoman and I just was fed up of that life, honestly. So, and then when I was chosen for the scholarship, I told you how it happened, right?
I just want to know what brought your interest in Indian philosophy. What was the seed?
Once I came in 2002, I came to India when I was working in one company as a translator for one exhibition. And when I talk to people, and young people, I was just amazed how wise all of them are. And I was thinking, how come? Why they are so young and they are much more wiser than me? And then when I started talking and discussing, and they told me about Swami Vivekananda, about other people. So when I came back, I just started looking for these books and started reading a lot. And after that, I decided that, you know, this is really what I want. I want to understand how to be as those people whom I met, with wise eyes, you know, who are looking at you and they're so serene, they're so peaceful. So I also wanted to be like this. So that's why I decided, okay, first I go and learn Hindi to our Indian Cultural Center in Moscow. And when I was there, the suggestion came, those who want to study in India, you are welcome to apply. I was like, okay. And I applied and I got it and I came. And, you know, it was very funny that I was 38 and my classmates, they were 17, 18 years old, right? And all of them were teaching me. So India is fantastic to teach people, because even a small bacha can tell you such a wise things, you know. And they taught me the first lesson that when it was my birthday is in September. So when I came and it was my birthday, and they said, Oksana, did you call your parents? I said, why? Why should I call them? It's my birthday. They should call me. Like, correct? This is our European outlook, like worldview, that I am born and everybody should celebrate, call me and wish. So they said, no, they gave birth to you. You should thank them for giving you this beautiful life. I was like, wow, okay. And so such kind of small lessons were just showering on me, you know, every time. And then when I came already for my PhD in 2011, and it was really fantastic because I tried to go to Satya Sai Baba ashram, but he didn't accept me as his student, you know, he just rejected me. And I was very much upset. Though I really respect him a lot, but he rejected me. And I did that Vipassana meditation, you know, so I was looking for something, but I could not find. Unless one day I flew to Delhi for one day, go and back. And it's that airport. I remember that I love books a lot. So every time I'm in the bookshop, and I was looking through some books and I saw a book, Guru of Joy. So I just look at it and so many beautiful, smiling, happy faces. I thought, yeah, beautiful people. And I read a little bit and I thought, okay, I know it all. I'm already a philosophy student, right? I'm doing my PhD. I'm very intelligent and I know this. I did Vipassana. So I remember that I didn't plan to buy that book, honestly. But when I came to Hyderabad, I opened my bag and that book was there. Can you imagine? So it was a miracle. I was like, okay, let me check. So I typed in search, Google search.
Just a second, sorry to interrupt. You speak in Hindi also?
No, I don't speak Hindi. Because I was in
okay.
I was in Hyderabad. In Hyderabad, Telugu, not Hindi as much. Even when our Art of Living teachers there, they speak English, correct?
Okay. Please continue. It was a wonderful story.
Yeah, so I did this Google search, and can you imagine? Next door, like I was in Gachibowli in Hyderabad, and behind the stadium, Gachibowli Stadium, it was a venue for basic course. That time it was 6 days basic course of the Art of Living. So I called there, and it was next week itself, beginning. Can you imagine? So I called and they said, yes, of course, you come. And it happened so that not many people came. So it was only 6 people who wanted to do the course. And the volunteer, she called me and said, I'm sorry, Oksana, we should postpone. I said, no, I'm sorry. Even if I'm alone, you will conduct this course for me. Otherwise, I will not come back anymore. You see? So now I'm thinking that if all people were like me, you know, just insisting, give me the course, give me the course. So, and it happened with 6 people only. Can you imagine? So she persuaded my teacher, and I'm so grateful that she was my basic course teacher, because she's so intelligent, so knowledgeable in Indian philosophy, you know, because she gave us so many instances from sacred books. And I was really amazed. And can you imagine the magic of all this? It was that as soon on the 3rd day, when we had our first Sudarshan Kriya experience, she got a message that next day, Gurudev is coming to Hyderabad. It was like not for a long time, but just what is called, like he was changing flights in Hyderabad. So we could meet him in the airport. And she looked at me and said, how did you know? I said, what did I know? I didn't know anything. So I met Gurudev on the 4th day of my basic course. And it was really amazing because he was walking past, and I was like, you know, Eiffel Tower, standing very tall, and I was clicking, making photographs. And I couldn't understand people, why they are all around him. I was looking and feeling amazed. But at one particular moment, he just looked at me and he spoke to me in my mind. You know, and I was, how come? Is it real? So this is how it happened. And after that, one course after another, and in 1.5 years, I became Art of Living teacher. You know, it was very fast journey. So I'm really grateful to India, really. It's really my alma mater, my mother of learning, of studying, of knowledge. So I feel myself very fortunate that I spent 12 beautiful years in India. It was a good and big and wonderful, very bright journey. So like this.
That's really inspiring, because we should have participants like you, like who tells the teacher, no, you should conduct the course, whatever the situation is. That's that's really interesting, I thought.
Yeah.
One more thing that we see these days is when we are taking on this topic, they think that they are alone in this journey, because there is something happening which they can't share with someone. It happens to each and everyone at some point of time. In Art of Living, it's said that your guru is there, share it with him. He's always there with you. In this life also, he's there. In the subsequent lives also, he's there with you.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that people don't actually feel. How to make them feel?
You see, until and unless a person wants it, you cannot do anything. I had so many instances of this. As we say, we can bring the horse to the water, but we cannot make it drink. And some people are really enjoying being in such a position. I was talking and trying to change the situation of some people, even from India, some students were calling. And whatever I was talking, whatever I was saying, persuading, giving knowledge, nothing is helping. You see, because as I said, that the cup should be filled to top. Some people are very fortunate, they don't need this. They meet the knowledge and they understand that is it, you know, and they move forward. But for some people, it is really very difficult. And of course, we should, as teachers and as for some people, as close friends, we should listen and every time trying to help. But as I encountered so many times, that it doesn't help much. Only thing we can do is our own example. You see, that's it. Even for some people, it is our relatives. It happens sometimes that our relatives are suffering. You know the way out, but you cannot help. Because they came already with such a lesson to learn. And we can say, we can give this gnan to them. We can try to make them practice whatever, some pranayams or some yoga. But we should not insist. Absolutely. This is what I feel. We should not insist. We should give our ears, definitely. We should give this space to people to be heard. Sometimes it helps. But most of the time, if a person is not ready, it's too much difficult to do. So just continue to do whatever we are doing, but do not expect anything.
Absolutely. Can you share some more guru stories from your chapters of life?
Yeah, guru stories are always the most beautiful thing. Yeah. So all the journey in the art of living is like a big guru story. How I became a teacher is also a big story. You know, when you understand that everything is already done. And one, you know, recently, maybe it will help someone. Recently, I was doing such a practice. I just wrote a list of whatever, as I feel, I achieved in this life. Whatever I could manage to do on my own. I was thinking like this, that I did it, you know. So I wrote a huge list of my achievements, right? And then as soon as I finished it, I looked at it and I saw that I didn't do it. Everything just happened. You see, and it was really a big insight. So if we can write all these things, our achievements, from one point of view, it will help you when you are down. It will help you that, oh, I did something in my life. It's one point, right? So I'm not that loser. I'm not a failure. Nah? So it will help us to cheer up. But another point is just nothing is in our hands. Everything just happens and given to us. So this is also a very beautiful understanding. So it will also help, I think. Yeah. So, and my becoming a teacher also was a miracle. Like for me, it was a miracle. Because you see, I'm a foreigner. And for foreigners, the cost for internationals, it's absolutely different level of fee to go through teachers training program. And I was a student. I had only scholarship 12,000 rupees. I could not afford it at all, you know. So I remember that I was told, you write to your coordinator in Russia whom I have never met, because all the time I lived in India, correct? So how to communicate, how should she give me the permission to go with a discount? Like they said that if she confirms, then you will get 50% discount. I thought, okay, like I wrote. And you see, even with this 50% discount, I could not afford it. And it was not even in my dreams, because I didn't work, I didn't earn that time, you see? So, but I remember that my teacher, she told me, you just apply. Don't think about how it will happen, it will happen. And I was like, what are you talking about? How it will happen? You see, again, how our mind works. It doesn't allow it. It wants everything to control. So many fears, so many like, we are no better, but no. So then, finally, when I came to the office of the Art of Living in Hyderabad, everybody was receiving the invitation. And I was the last one whom they gave an envelope. Everybody got a list, just a sheet of paper, right? And I got an envelope. And I was like, okay, what is there? I opened it. And inside this envelope, it was the invitation for the teacher's training course. And I saw money. Money. Can you imagine? I was like, oh my God, how it happened? So it turned to be that teachers of the Art of Living from Hyderabad, they collected this amount for me. But even that amount, right? Yeah, it's like, I'm so grateful. And even that amount was not sufficient. It was half of 50% discount, half. So I need more. And I don't have it. Can you imagine? So then it was a day when I have to go. I bought a ticket. And before that day, it was Guru Purnima. And I remember that with Nikhil ji and all our volunteers, we went to satsang. We went to satsang, and I tried some prasadam, and half of my tooth fell out. Can you imagine? So next day, next afternoon, I had to go to Bangalore by train, and I do not have half tooth, and 15 days I should suffer it. In my pocket, only 1,000 rupees after buying ticket and all this. So I knew one dentist. I came to him. He saw me for the first time. It was recommended to me by reference. I went to him by reference. So I came to him and said, you know, tomorrow I have to go for 15 days to ashram of my guru. And half of tooth is no more. I need to repair it. I have 1,000 rupees, but I will not give it to you. Can you imagine? And he said, okay. When I come to Russia, you will take care of me. I said, okay. So he just repaired me this tooth without any payment. And next day I have to go, like the same day, afternoon, I have to go. I'm very particular with timing. So I came very, very early to Lingampally station, and I had to go to, I don't remember, it's very, very far, another station. So one train is not coming, like metro, right? MMTS, like it is called, MMTS. So one train is not coming, another train is not coming, third train is not coming. I have already limited time to reach that train station, which is extremely far, 1 hour away. So finally a train comes, and in halfway, even not in halfway, before Begumpet, it stops. It stops and do not move for half an hour. And I understand that I'm missing my train, So, and suddenly I remember it that when I bought a ticket, I don't know why, I just mapped the route of this train. And I remember that it was Begumpet there. I called the agent and said, does it stop in Begumpet? He said, no, he doesn't stop there. I said, in any case, I have no choice. I get out in Begumpet, and I'm coming back to Lingampally, to my hostel, So what was my surprise? When I step out from the train, I heard the announcement that my train is coming to this station in 5 minutes. Can you imagine? So it was really a miracle. So I just got into the train, and when I came to Bangalore, to my teacher, and I said, you see, what for I came? I do not have half amount of half amount, And she generously gives me the rest of money. Can you imagine? She said, when you have it, you will return. If not, it doesn't matter. So this is how I become the Art of Living teacher. So it's already a guru story itself.
That's really inspiring. Yeah. And it happens like it's said that the guru we will feel that we are falling down, but guru will not let us actually fall.
Yeah.
In Hindi it's गिरने देंगे, गिरने का एहसास होगा लेकिन गिरने नहीं देंगे. It's a quote in Hindi. And this session means the way you took this session, it will inspire a lot of people who are watching this right now also, who will watch this session in the coming years also. And those who are watching it, I'd request each and every one of you, now it's your duty to take this session to all the devotees, all the people, because this session is somewhere or the other connecting the chords, which will help you to get more into this path, more into art of living. And the way you started with overthinking and all the solutions which you have given, these are very practical solutions. Anyone who is facing this problem of thinking will get out of it. And I would also request everyone that subscribe to this channel. We are making daily efforts without a single day gap, so that you, before going to bed, just listen about Gurudev. You just open up. And one more thing, if you are stuck in overthinking, watch any episode of Sattva Talks. Or if someone is in overthinking, just send this episode to them. 2 things you can do. And Oksana ma'am, before we end this session, yes, definitely we will call. Please, if you can, please come again, Oksana ma'am. In some different topic we will discuss. Yes. And before we conclude, any last words you want to say to all the people watching?
What I want to say is not to think much, because in any case, nothing is in our hands, right? And just observe how everything happens. And it's such a beautiful, really internal journey of each and every one of us. When we become aware, we open the whole world for us, and it becomes so beautiful, so interesting. And we will see that miracles each and every step all around. So I wish you Happy New Year. Believe in miracles, know that they do exist, and explore your own life, and just be happy, be present.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am, for coming and
Thank you.
sharing this wonderful
Yeah, very
insight.
nice. Thank you
And
so much,
happy
Jai
New
Gurudev.
Year
Thank you, Lalita ji.
to
Thank you. Very interesting. Do come again. Would like to hear more from you. Really, very interesting. Feel like hearing more and more. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was my pleasure. Abhishek and Ankita, thank you. It was a honor for me to really participate in such a wonderful enterprise, and what you are doing every day, it's really hats off with such
thank you so much.
you know, really great. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
listening
you.
and being here.
Jai Gurudev.